In traditional forms technologies, it can be difficult to create a standard, exposed line of business data, or develop simple business logic in form rules. As part of a platform for automation, forms with powerful business rules and rich user interface help to accelerate app building across the enterprise. As we look at the K2 Business Process Automation Platform, forms are an area of the platform that allow designers to create standards for solution design and enhance the user experience, as well as ensure that correct information is captured at the right time. With rich business logic, smart forms also meet much more of the business requirements than many other tools available that don't necessarily meet those requirements. Forms are one of the core components of the 8 tenets of any business process automation platform. At K2, we believe that they are an integral part to building complete solutions. Let's look at forms a little bit more in depth. In the K2 Form Designer, I can build simple to comprehensive form layouts with a collection of views that I can reuse across the entire platform. It's one thing to have a standard layout and controls, but another to be able to handle the complex rules configurations that are often required by the business. A very robust engine should be able to do data validation, dynamic display logic, and things like checking a box and dynamically showing 5 other fields and making them required for submit, or making sure the date is entered in a correct format. And this all happens from within the form's rule designer, so there's no need to jump out and write some code or any other proprietary language to get those rules integrated within your forms. And this should all be able to be done by a citizen developer and also have the rule power for more technical folks to configure complex logic. I can easily navigate to the toolbox and add new views, or click within the canvas to configure the properties associated with a selected item. This experience is clean and modern to help designers quickly configure what the form should look like and how they should function. Similarly, when I'm designing the controls and layout of my form, I want to be able to change the control type, add simple validation, or even complex logic in order to make sure that my users are entering correct information. I also want to be able to add specific controls that might leverage properties of a particular device. One example would be a mobile device and being able to use the capture control in order to take a photo and maybe mark up something about that image. And when we build these forms, we want to build them once, and we don't want to have to build it multiple times or on multiple different devices. We see this with many forms tools on the market, and they require rework or rebuild for multiple forms or for different uses. In K2, we want to make it easy to reuse all of these entities across your solution or even different solutions. From the end user perspective, the form should also be easy to use, easy to find, and have a consistent experience no matter what application they're accessing. When you build a K2 Smart Form, it will natively work on all the different platforms with full responsive design, so we can take advantage of the real estate given to us on those different devices. If I want to make it mobile only or only for specific devices, I also have the ability to override the settings, but by default, you just don't have to. With K2 Smart Forms, I can easily create dashboards for all of my applications that unify the user experience and give the user a little bit more information about the application that they need to interact with. Things like the work list control allow our user to access any tasks that might be assigned to them when they're logged in. But we also might want to take these smart forms and embed them into other solutions. SharePoint is a classic example of that scenario. K2 has unmatched integration into Office 365 and SharePoint, and an ability to use K2 forms in place of native forms throughout the SharePoint deployment. And that's only one aspect, but you can also take and embed those forms experiences into other solutions as well. We also want to make it easy for end users to access assigned work, as well as create new entities in an application with a clean and intuitive interface. With K2 as your business automation platform, there's a whole toolset within the smart forms to create intuitive interfaces for your end users, while also reducing the amount of development required from your solutions designers and reducing the overall maintenance of the solutions that you build.